Hey you, it's true. With a first look at the new upcoming Fire Stun SSR Lubu. Her speed is quite high at 503. And what can she do when she gets the turn? Let's check out her first active skill that is called Dragonfire Dance. Grants 1 spirit, costs 100 time units, and deals 100% damage to one enemy. It deals 300% damage instead, and gives her immediately the next turn if this was not the last attack she used. Which basically means if she used her third or fourth skill before this, then she will most likely have the chance to use them again straight afterwards. Similar to Percival, this unit could regularly get 2 to 3 turns at once whenever she gets the turn. Dragonfire Dance ignores skin passive skills and counterstand status effects, so it's basically kind of a blast skill, although it's not 50 time units. But given what it does, I think 100 time units is more than fair. Next up we have something interesting, an instant ignition crisis skill, basically. It is called Heatwave. Grants Lubu the burn status effect and heals her fully, and then each other unit on the battlefield has a 50% chance of being burned and stunned for 100 time units. Furthermore, allies gain spirit equal to the number of burning allies on the battlefield after this takes place. So definitely a very potent skill that has the potential to stun lock enemy non-burn teams, or rather non-stun immune teams. It's usable only if Lubu is not burning or if spirit is 1 or lower, so basically 1 or 0. Quite a powerful skill, and it immediately sets her up for the next one. It is called Hellfire. 2 spirit cost, 70 time units, and it deals 400% damage to one enemy and 600% damage if the target has 100 time units or more, so they are really embracing the kind of stun burn combo right now. We basically have the first burn unit that is also kind of a time strike unit. This attack is only usable if Lubu has the burn status effect, which will be rather easy to achieve given her Heatwave instant skill that she can use right beforehand if she is not burning, and of course if she is not sleeping. And Hellfire also ignores enemy damage reduction effects. In combination with the passives that we're gonna look at very soon, this is definitely a very potent skill, although 2 spirit cost seems a bit high at first. And talking about high spirit cost, let's go to the fourth and final active skill. The Scorched Earth costs 3 spirit, but only 70 time units, attacking 2 enemies with 500% damage, ignoring enemy damage reduction effects, so it's kind of a raid. And it is an execute move, so it ignores any survival passives on the units that are attacked. This skill unlocks after 200 time units on the battlefield, and it becomes locked again for 200 time units afterwards, which seems like a long time, but keep in mind, if the enemy team is constantly being stunned, then 200 time units aren't really all that much, considering that she can take out 2 hold ground plus units, for example, with this attack, especially considering the high damage and the armor ignore. The high damage especially because she will be burning at this stage. Keep that in mind when we look at the passives next. The first one is called Flames of War. This unit cannot be defeated by damage from burn status effects, and of course, as all the newest burn units, she is completely stun immune. She starts with an endure, so a temporary hold ground, and while she has the burn status effect, she basically has a burn enrage, a burn quicken, and a burn armor. So what does it mean? Every time she's burning, her attack is increased by 50%, which means her Hellfire attack against a unit with over 100 time units actually deals 900% damage ignoring armor. And her Scorched Earth, given that with the Heatwave she can set herself up to be burning anyways. I expect her to deal 750% damage to 2 enemies every time with that, ignoring the survival passives, ignoring armor. So this feels like pretty much a certain death of 2 units if there is not a huge fellowship disparity in play. The 40% quicken is kind of crazy as well, I think, considering that she can stun her enemies. She could get so many turns, and her time units are already really low. There's not a skill that has really high TU. Her mega damage dealing skills are only 70 time units, so with the 40% reduction, it drops under 50 time units. Then she has the Dragonfire dance, which she can possibly use as an instant skill pretty much every time. And the 50% burn armor, of course, also quite nice. Then we look at her second passive that just adds fuel to the fire. Whenever Lu Bu enters the battlefield from reinforcements, she and all enemies are granted the burn status effect, and then all burning non-water enemies are stunned for 100 time units. This is pretty much an upgrade over Fire Elmina's passive, and keep in mind that Lu Bu is actually not immovable, so this could be abused, or rather she could be sent back to reinforcements because her hate might be high, maybe Cleopatra sends her back, and then this is basically a self-own for the enemy team. The exception is only water units, but she and her team, her burn team, will have a hard time against that anyways. Additionally, whenever she defeats a non-conjured unit on the battlefield, she gains Endure, she gains a Poison Ward, and she heals 100%. That's her whole skill set, and it is quite a lot to take in. What is notable is that she does not come with any mega healing burn, which lately has been introduced as the gold standard for burn teams or for burn units. All in all, Lu Bu looks like another very strong addition to the 2024 burn squad. Platoon with her, Gilgamesh, Cerberus and Mordred seems more and more powerful. With the recent Water Sleeping Beauty release though, and Lu Bu's weakness to normal sleep, I'm not 100% sure if this is enough. She is a very strong entry unit for burn platoons, but given her high speed, maybe there can be some combinations where she even starts on the battlefield to wreak havoc straight away. The Poison Ward is a nice touch, and of course the burn armor is as well, in combination with the Endure and the not dying to burn status effects. But generally, Lu Bu is more of a hardcore attacker and less concerned about survival. She can shoot off a lot of skills in a very, very short time. Quite probably the fastest burn unit in that regard. And on top of that, the first one that can ignore the survival passives of 2 enemy units at the same time with the Scorched Earth skill. If you run a burn team, you should definitely get Lu Bu. If you do not, then this is a relatively easy skip, although many kinds of team builds will have to be afraid of facing Lu Bu in the future, including my own arena build. I'm already afraid of meeting Lu Bu on the battlefield. Speaking of which, stay tuned for top level arena footage of her performance on this channel very soon. Thanks to Helios for the animations shown in this video. Let me know what you think of Lu Bu in the comments below. Her art style, of course, already quite nice, I think. Don't forget to like and subscribe to become a true carrot. And as always, thanks for watching.